What do you?
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Scotch for Dummies live Thursday night. These guys still have a conversation going on. We're having a great time here going.
Woo-hoo. Happy Thursday, gentlemen. All
Cheers
four
to
of
that.
us.
Cheers.
Dummies.
Four
all
dummies
in the
in the
house.
night.
All in the house.
And Drew has a new control center going on in front of us.
This is super cool. I mean, he's worked more on the interface, so what we see is much easier.
Oh, yeah, it's great. I think it's, and we're looking at the camera,
No
actually.
technical difficulties.
Nope.
The only thing I don't like about it is the first comment I see from Steven Rogers says, "Evening, fellas, teapot dram batch 8 in the glass tonight." And I'm like, damn.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
That's what I'm saying. I think we need to ban him.
We haven't had a batch 8 yet.
8?
I think
Steven.
7 is as far as we've got.
Yep.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Yeah.
No, but good to see you. Hi, Tom. We see you're first as well. We got another blind setup for tonight. Sean put this one together, so this will complete the series if we stopped it here. All of us, we've blinded each other, but I think we're having fun, and it's been pretty well received from all you out there in virtual land. So we were talking before the show how surprised I am that our numbers, our scores, are very consistent from 6 or 7
I'm not
years ago.
surprised by that at all.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing reviews of 2016, 2017. We've been tasting whiskey for a year or two, and the scores are, within a half a point of what we did before. And I was talking to Mark about this. I think the key. Oh, look at that Molly.
We got a little Molly super
From
chat.
Cam going.
Nice.
Thanks, Tom.
I
Thanks,
think
Tom.
the key to a good, consistent review is having discussions around it. And when we have those discussions and we kind of talk through and we bring out flavor notes and we can do all that together, then we get a really good picture of the whiskey, even 7 years ago. The same thing we do now, we get a good picture of the whiskey because we talk about it.
I think we just, like when we first started, didn't have the vocabulary to describe what we were tasting, but we still liked it.
Yeah.
And so we knew where we wanted it to land.
It's good.
Yeah.
That's a good.
It's a 3
It's a
good.
good one.
It's as good as a 3.
My theory is we're still dumb, so that's why we're getting.
I mean, that could be
that's
also.
an easy
Not
scapegoat
even gonna
for
lie
us,
about
but it's
that.
true.
Fair.
This is true.
In all honesty, though, what you were saying about talking through it, it is a much fuller review when there's 4 of us. There are things that you say, your perceptions, your vocabulary, that help bring things out of us, right? So,
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
the famous one's marzipan, right? What the hell was that? But, I mean, there's so...
I still remember that.
We
What is
all
a marzipan?
bring different things to the conversation, and when all 4 of those perceptions or perspectives are there, it's really a good
It's
review.
great.
It's good.
All right.
Well, let's say hi to our comments real quick before we get going on this, because I am
Who's all
very
in there?
excited. So we got Tom, of course, Stephen Roger we talked about. Stephen A.
What to pour? It's up to you. You've got a good collection.
Crafty Wheels in there.
Crafty Will, good to see you. Nice.
I like Lagavulin.
Trader Joe's Dalmore 18. Wow, that sounds great, actually.
No
It does.
kidding, man. I'm
Bob H
curious
is in there?
about that. Yeah, Bob, you're late.
Cheers. Bobby J's in there.
My
Zach?
man Bobby J's got a couple bottles for me.
Heck
Heck
yeah.
Zach's
Seems
in
like he
there.
always does.
Yeah.
Sunday Evening Scotch is in. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. George Kaplan, we saw you on the pre-show. Good to see you again.
Little rabbit.
Hope you're feeling better.
Uh-oh, I see Trooper Henry coming up. Is he?
Oh.
Still stuck. But happy Thursday. That deserves at least to put on the screen. So
You know what, though? You're making money. If you're still stuck out there, you're getting paid.
If you're on a drill ship, you can't drink alcohol, but
Yeah.
you can make some money. Yep.
ahoy, mates. Everyone is in. We got Zach Andrews, of course.
Martin?
Oh.
Hey, Doc.
Chad. And Whiskey Franco. Evening, everyone. Yes. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. Anyone else? Did I miss anyone?
Man, there's a lot of
Man,
comments
this has
already.
gotta
Mark
scroll up.
JG.
Hey, Mark, good to see you.
The Blocklinger. Hit that like
Hey.
button. That's it's a good idea. Hit that like button right there. and make
Glenmo, Tale of Forest. Actually, I think we've got that.
We do have Tale of
I
Forest.
might
Yeah, I
switch
like
over
that.
to that. So
That's
I
pretty
think most of us are drinking. We'll
Benoit?
start off with Old Par 12 because Tom was drinking Old Par 18 in the pre-show, so it kind of led us down a rabbit
Tomar, do
hole.
we have a Google Doc for the blind tonight? We do not, but I think Sean
I
might be
texted
trying
it
to
to
text
him.
you.
I already sent it to
Okay,
him.
so maybe you can help out, Tom, with that. What else we got? Anybody
He's
else?
going to throw it up in the Discord.
Okay, great.
So if you're on our
Steve
Discord, you
Richards?
can get the cheat sheet for tonight's blinds.
Okay. All right. We got a lot of folks on here, but we got a jam-packed show tonight. So Woo! It's been fun. This is a good series. I like to do this one. You want to get started on this?
Well, let's for those that may not know what we're doing, why don't you give us
Sure.
a rundown?
So we have been doing these. Whose idea was this? Was it yours?
Well,
His
it was.
idea to put it on
I'm going to give it to
YouTube.
the patrons. That was their idea. So it was the suggestions of patrons and subscribers on, what do they want to see, and we made a commitment to start re-reviewing some bottles that we reviewed a long time ago. But as we really tried to storyboard that out, how are we going to do this? It was like, you know what? It's not quite as easy to just do it the way we used to do it. Number one, we're all a lot busier. Just getting the four of us together is hard.
Yep.
And number two, let's make it different. Let's put a twist on it. And this twist, the blindness of this twist is, I think, really appreciated. And it makes it much more interesting and fun for us. And they really like it on that side of the lens, and we've been having fun with it. So I'm not saying it's over after this because all four of us. We had 200 reviews to choose from.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that's the beauty of this too is we are going back, and not only are we re-reviewing them because we have no idea what they are, but it's fun to revisit, kind of open-minded again, and to honestly talk about like. I still remember the first one you did. It was like the video was we were all in different seats and we had no idea what we were talking about, and we were so young. Like, whiskey has really aged us.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think it's whiskey.
sad.
I'm blaming the whiskey.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. That first one, I put the links to the original video so that they could
Yes.
watch them if they wanted to just, multi-screen there and watch the RO. And it was
I
like
cringed.
it
I watched
very-
a couple of those. I
very
was like, oh my
cringeworthy.
gosh.
I watched these two today.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to get prepped for what do I want to blind the guys with,
Yep.
right? You got to go out there and pick them, and you'll cringe.
Yeah.
They're fun.
Well, I have to say, it was interesting trying to pick two because I wanted to do some deep cuts. I didn't want to pick like stuff that you would like. It's not Tamdu. How about that?
It's not the Tamdu batch one that Andrew opened down in your basement.
It is not. But
I'm not gonna lie. I
wanted
did
to-
go there for initial
I
thoughts.
was hoping.
I
was
wanted to
hoping.
pick some like two random ones that I'm like, we don't talk about these enough, or we haven't tried these in a while. So
Perfect.
deep cuts, right?
Deep cuts. I
Yeah,
like it.
That might be
Yeah.
the title of the thumbnail.
Yeah, I
of
wish
this
you were here last
profile.
week because I pulled some.
He did.
Believe it or not, I pulled some peated ones. It's weird.
That's weird.
But I went. They were both. I went to the liquor store like Tuesday or Wednesday last week, and they were both on the shelf, and we'd reviewed them 7 years ago, and they were the same price.
That's
I'm like,
that's so odd.
Yeah.
All right.
Because nobody had bought them.
Well, maybe. I'm not saying
that's
I'm not
true,
saying
yeah.
that's not true, but it's
That's
possible.
true.
But they scored they scored well. They were decent
did.
whiskeys. They
Oh,
were
yeah.
solid. They were fun to
The
re-review.
Victoriana was one of them, and that
Man.
it was so good. And we
That's a
all gave it the
delicious
same
bottle.
good score, but we were all completely stumped where it was from. Like, as soon as you said it was not a Speyside and it's not a Highland, we're like, and I think you said it was a Lowland. I'm like,
So I had a little windshield time this week, a couple hour road trip, and I listened to the podcast, and you saying that, John, it's not Glen Scotia Victoriana, is it? And I just started laughing as I'm driving around. I'm like, Drew was all over it once he narrowed in.
oh yeah.
It's tough, man.
It is tough.
It really
Well,
is blind.
That's not the goal, though. We're not trying to guess the bottles or the whiskey itself.
rate
We're
it.
here to re-review it blind. So we don't know what this is. Sean's going to feed us a little bit of information, the information we would have on a review, maybe ABV, age,
Distillery.
price. Yeah, distillery.
Distillery. What we scored it last
Can't
time.
try.
The name of the bottle.
Flavor profile.
But it's more about giving new perceptions to the whiskey, re-reviewing this, revisiting this, and seeing what we think about it now, especially when we don't even know what it really is, trying to remove that brand bias, if you will, right?
Yep.
That's the goal.
So we're going to do one,
right.
then we're going to take a TV time out and do a Scotch in the news. Pretty cool little article shared to us by Tom, one of the subscribers, one of our patrons. It's a fun little article to talk about, and then we'll dive into review number 2 and see what happens.
sounds great. Shall we begin?
Shall we begin?
We are starting.
Yes, Lisa. No, I'm kidding.
What?
That's a Prince song. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So on the nose, 2 things. One, you're gonna laugh. One is doesn't smell very hot.
Nope.
Number 2, my first initial thought, you're gonna laugh. Bowling alley, like
Bowling alley.
the smell of the bowling alley, and you walk in, kind of like
I'm getting a red grape. Like purple grape.
I don't know what that is, but it just boom hit me
Bowling
in the bowling alley.
Weed and shoe cleaner.
Never seen that one on a whiskey note, right? On the bottle.
Smells like a bowling alley.
Smells like shoe.
Have you ever heard me to hold my words back and
No.
describe
But I mean,
whiskey?
is it like a Midwest bowling alley or like a West Coast?
It's a Western bowl with a hint of cigarette in the background.
Cigarette from the carpet. It's not a smoking bowling alley anymore, but they're still smoking the carpet.
Oh my gosh. Little spilt nachos and
Yeah, this smells 40 ABV.
So, okay, 4 or 5 nose perceptions that have
Okay.
changed over time, right? My very first initial one was a little bit of baby vomit. I know that off-puts people, and I'm not saying it in that way. But it quickly turned, I got some banana in it, some banana Fosters, and now I get your grape note.
yeah, there's like almost like watermelon in there too.
It's kind of like a fruity, like
it's almost like
grapey note.
It's almost
to
like
it.
grape drink. I mean, like grape Kool-Aid.
It smells like it smells like powdered Kool-Aid, like the cherry.
Yeah.
There's a vegetal note
All right.
in there, though, too. There's something else going
Grape
on in
drank.
there. I mean,
Grape drank. I was trying to. I didn't write down the ABV, so I'm trying to find it real quick.
All right. So I'm gonna. Any other key comments
what
on the
I
nose,
thought.
or are we gonna hit in? I'm gonna go.
so, yeah, I mean, go for it. I'm not done with this nose, though. It does not smell...
Very light.
It does not smell heavy on the ABV. It smells light, maybe 43. Are you guys getting any more than that?
Well, it's got an interesting pepper finish.
On the palate, I am.
Oh, it drinks hotter than it smells
A
then.
little bit.
Yeah.
No
definitely.
peat. You guys didn't get any hint of peat or smoke.
Almost briny. A little bit.
Highland.
I don't get any brine on the nose. I haven't tasted it
Nope.
yet, though.
Huh. It's I do not the nose is definitely more potent on the whole fruity aspect of flavoring than the palate is. The palate has some remnants of that. The salty peppery finish kind of is overpowering my palate right now. I don't get enough of the other stuff.
That's delicious.
It tastes like alcohol burn to me, but
I haven't had this for a minute.
it is
so-
tasty.
What can you give us? What can
He's
you give us
trying to-
about
he's trying
this?
to boost the score by saying,
what's
"It's
your
delicious."
ABV?
Can
So
you tell us ABV?
I'm
I believe
gonna
it's
hide the comments too, just for a
43.
little
I
bit.
couldn't find. I was having trouble pulling shit up. to be
I'll
honest.
believe you if you say it's 43, because that's my guess.
I'm gonna say it's 46.
Did you taste it?
Yeah, I did. There is a spice note on it, but believe it or not, I didn't want to throw the curve.
It is
off here.
46.
See, this hits me as
Money.
I'm not going to tell you the exact age, but I'll give you a range.
That's-
How about that?
Okay.
Do you want an age? You want
Well,
to
let me
guess
think
an
about
age?
let me think about it for a few more minutes. I honestly,
I have an idea,
so the palate's the same as the nose, to me.
but I don't remember it being that fruity. But
so hang
You
on.
can't think about that.
I'm not trying to. I'm just. It's hard not to, but I'm trying not to. So
peat.
46 ABV,
Yep.
very upfront fruity, like very much so, like not sherry focused. Obviously, there's some cherry there, but it's the watermelons, the strawberries, not orange or ain't nothing like that. Just all red fruits, I think.
I get like a little bit of like a tangerine or something, like not an orangey flavor, but like a deeper,
Grapefruit, maybe?
richer flavor, maybe.
What are you getting on the finish?
a long finish. I was going to ask about the finish for you guys.
I was gonna say pepper, but I think it's more
Yes.
like a gingery kind of tingly finish.
Yeah,
than
I
it
was
is
getting
a pepper.
I was thinking like a pepper as well.
I'm going to lean towards Sean's.
Ginger?
I mean, I was going to say spicy. There's something spicy on it, but the minute he said ginger, I was like, hell yes. I'm all on that.
I'm getting ginger.
I will say that. I mean, it's a little bit lighter Scotch, but it's,
sure.
to me, sometimes I get like nose and palate blind pretty quick on lighter stuff. And this to me still continues to have
Yes.
interesting notes and flavors going on the whole time.
It's got a little bit of, dare I say, steak sauce on the nose. That's the spices and
The spice and the sweetness. Oh,
Do you
yeah,
guys
water.
think under 10 years old or over 10 years old?
I need some water. I'm not ready yet for that question. I had to see what the
I
water
was going to say, the maturity's over 10. I thought, but then when I get that kind of peppery young burn, I'm thinking maybe that's
wow,
a
man,
younger.
the freaking water just opened up the vapor on it.
Yeah, I want to see what it does with water first because that might be a true tell of what we never know. But I think it might be helpful for the age. I'm going to say it's older than what I think it is.
I think there's age on it because what I'm not getting is like, elbows and that kind of
Sharp edges.
Yeah, sharp edges on it.
It's very smooth.
Well rounded. It's very smooth. There's a
well
little
put
bit
together.
You guys get any grain note in it? Do you think this is blend? Is this single malt?
No, it's malt.
I'm not getting grain on it. At least if there's grain in it, it's well blended.
I would say that the water brought out a little bit of a grass note on it. It definitely brought out a little bit more.
I'll put a little.
Holy moly! So I was a little sad with the nose with water. It weakened all those fruity aromas I was getting. It was kind of null. But man, did it open up the palate! Like it really
it's so much
bouqueted
better.
into flavor now. Now I'm getting those flavors that I was getting on the nose in the palate. So I'm getting all those fruits and stuff. That pepper is diminished a lot and allowed for the other flavors to come up.
Yeah, I think it's better. It's it feels like an ex-bourbon finish only. Or ex-bourbon barrel predominantly.
Man, I don't get the vanillas though.
Well, not necessarily new bourbon barrels. I mean, it could be 2 or 3 times spent. Because what I'm not getting is like big sherry notes. I'm not getting big wine cask notes. Anything like that. Now, I'm trying to think. Is there any peat in here at all? I don't think so.
So we originally reviewed this 6 years ago.
Oh shit!
That's a long time.
Hey, is this still readily available? Price point? Talk to me. You can find it on the shelf here.
It's $75, let's say.
This is good. I
If this is
really like this.
$75. It's a pretty good whiskey for $75.
Yeah. I'm gonna say it's got a lot going on to it. Hold on, I think
Talk me through it, man.
14. Okay, so I'm gonna go.
Do what you're gonna do.
I appreciate what this has. I feel like without water neat, it still was the nose was better than the palate. I figured if you let it sit for a while, it probably will adjust for itself. But forcing it with the water really opened up. I would love to have the blend between the two, but I would prefer the water right now because it's just, it really packs with flavor. You mentioned it earlier, it's not edgy at all, either with or without water. It's very smooth. Obviously, water helped it round it even more. Yep. Very enjoyable. $75 for what the flavor I'm getting out of this.
We didn't get the range yet. You want the range?
I'm going to guess like 14 year is my guess.
10 to 15, 12 to 15. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Is that in the range?
Yep, you guys are in that range.
Okay, so for what I'm getting out of this with age, I'm going to say this is easily a 2.5, pushing a 3 for me. I come back to me. I'm going to go 2.5 to keep it safe for now.
All right.
Yeah, I'll go. This is not my wheelhouse whiskey. It is an easy drinking whiskey. It's got good flavor if you're kind of paying attention. It's not something that you can like drink on a whim though, because you do kind of have to go in and explore it. But for $75 for Scotch now, that's not a bad price for this whiskey. I have to kind of give it a thumbs up for that. I don't particularly like the grape drank or purple drank nose on the initial finish, but when you add the water to it, it actually gets a lot better.
It does.
I kind of like the purple drink.
I did too.
I got
different.
With water, I'd probably it's a 2.75.
No can do, my friend.
Nope.
Negative, Ghost Rider.
Trying to sneak
You
in.
can go in my field of view and say 2.5 to keep it safe.
Oh, jeez.
I'm right there with you. I feel like 2.5 is a safe.
I'm gonna
number.
go 3. This is a good whiskey. I would not turn it down. I would not turn this whiskey down at all.
When I was pouring this, I was like,
it's a 3.
Andrew's going to drag the average down on this one because it's not peated, but it is flavorful.
It is flavorful,
and it can hold its own.
Yep.
Mark.
So, I'm gonna go 2.5. Reserved the right to raise it to a 3. I'm really close and in line with you, Drew. But I think I'm gonna hold firm
It's
on the
2.5.
2.5 for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back down to
and
2.5.
why I'm saying that is, I think the notes are spot on. There's definitely a grape drink going on here, and I honestly liked it a little bit better neat. Now the thing is, on the first nose, the very first nose, one might say it was an off-putting smell. I don't count, baby vomit as an off-putting thing that I'm going to knock it.
What?
It's just it's a smell. You know the wheel. It's in there. But I'll tell you this: when I put water on it, if you really search, there's hints of other things that I can't put my thumb on yet. That I'm not saying I really like. I'm not saying they're horrible. They're just in there, and I'm like, oh man. So it tells me it's cool. It's evolving. It's complex. It's got some complexity to it. Definitely has flavor. You're right, Sean. I'm gonna stay solid 2.5. I
got to drop mine to 2.5 as I continue to taste it.
Yeah.
So is it 2.5 all across?
2.5 across the board.
What's
yours?
What's your score?
So I actually I really enjoy it. I think a 2.5 is probably, I'd be between 2.5 and 3.
So
I think a 2.75.
I think
if
it's
we
right in
would
the
get
money.
there is
Yeah.
probably, but I don't necessarily
that,
want to bump
so-
it to a 3 because
Nah.
it's just missing a little bit of depth and complexity.
Yeah.
But
A little
it's a
bit.
solid drinker. Now that the water's been sitting for a minute, some of the stuff that went away is coming back, and I'm getting some more of the fruity notes. But it's great on the palate now.
Yeah, and this
So
would be a
awesome.
great summer dram sitting on the deck. sipping this.
It does have a good long finish. I'll tell you that. I mean, I still am getting something from a minute or two ago, and that's great. It sits on the palate for a long time. But before you go and do a great reveal, fill in some other blanks for us. Start telling us region. Where am I at?
So you would be up north, right? This distillery might have had another name back in the day when they built a second distillery right next to it. And they named it the same thing, and then they had to rename some stuff to keep people from getting confused. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you call it Brora, then people get confused about that. So you have to call it Clynelish.
Wow.
Wow, it doesn't have the waxy note. I don't get waxiness at all on this. Why am I not getting
that's
note?
What's extending the finish.
So
is the waxy
you
note.
gave it 2.5 as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, gosh,
And
it doesn't
originally-
Clynelish what?
Originally, we gave it a 2.5. Yep.
We gave it a
Originally,
2.5.
we gave it a
Oh my
2.5.
gosh.
Are you kidding me?
6 years ago?
That's
mean, guys, and what gets me on that is it didn't hit the Clynelish characteristics I have in my database, right? I'm like, nothing jumped out and said Clynelish to me.
Well,
No, not at all for me either. I was thinking something else, but
Damn it.
So what's the age?
14.
14. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I mean,
You
it's a
have top
staple
digits.
whiskey. It
Yeah.
really is. I mean, honestly,
is that what you thought was in your head?
And I think this
14?
one is
Yeah, no,
especially
Clynelish.
fun to do
No,
blind
I thought
because,
something else.
if you're a Compass Box fan, that's the backbone of most of the
Damn
stuff
right
he does.
it is.
Right?
That's a great point.
And I think that doing it blind lets you kind of see this is a great backbone whiskey because it offers a good flavor profile to build off of.
Oh, totally,
But
man.
it
It's
doesn't.
it's a little bit sweet, a little
Yeah.
bit peppery.
But you can
and
kind
then
of
you
take
just
it in a bunch of
edge it.
different
Yeah.
directions, right?
Love it.
Without making the baseline whiskey weird. So,
All right, so I'm going
There's
to pour a little
180
bit.
comments to go through real quick. I'm just scrolling
All
really
right.
fast, but that was a good one, man. I've had it so many times in other blends and things, but never
Well,
on its own.
been a
It's
minute.
been a long
And
time.
it is
So we had a
staple.
bottle of this?
yeah.
It's a readily available. I hope it never goes anywhere because it really just belongs there.
Oh, look at that. We got a new member.
There we go.
Hey,
Oh,
thank you,
Christopher.
Christopher.
I like that.
Appreciate that.
Wow, was that
Hey,
an
DB
old
She's on
clip?
there.
Where
Yeah,
did that
that's
come?
that's
Wow.
a Giphy I made years ago. It's still out there.
Maller's on.
Hey, Maller's
buddy.
on. Good to see
And
you.
I saw D. Hi, D. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're well.
Whizzle.
Whistle's
Wizzy
on
D's
as
here too.
Wow, that was
Great
really
drink.
Great drink.
Great drink.
No, so I saw Lee put up a thing earlier before he turned off the comments that so Lafitte's Guest House in New Orleans, they have purple drink.
Yep.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah,
one.
they do.
Yes, they do.
So they have the Hurricanes and the purple drink, and
And that stuff will put you down.
Yes, it
my
will.
wife and I tried purple drink, and it doesn't compare to their Hurricanes.
I
and
poured
you
a
got to
little
make sure
bit
you
more.
stir it.
I poured a little bit
No,
more
you
of the
don't
sample
stir it.
bottle neat, and honestly, pouring it neat again on top of that glass that I was at, I get a lot more malt.
Yep.
is what I'm getting right now.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, that grape drink's still in there a
The
little bit.
wax
If you
is
want
the bowling alley.
the wax.
Ah,
That's why it smells like a bowling alley.
That's a stretch.
Oh, that's
No
so
way.
I just want to say, Andrew's always got my back. I love this guy.
Whoa, jazz and real
Yeah,
hip hop.
I pulled that from
Hang
there.
on. I want
What's
to see
that?
his comment.
What?
Oh,
Press the first couple times.
oh yeah, what is this?
Yeah.
Do it. Do it. Indulge us, Jazzin.
Say what you think on that one. I see a few others are trying it with this. That's cool.
I feel like this one is one that
Love
when I pour it out of the bottle and I know what it is, I'm like, it's okay. But then when you go in with no expectations and you try it, you're like, this is really good. What is this?
See,
Yeah.
that was what I was getting tonight. It's like there's some things here, but I can't. I don't always have time to sit and like explore my whiskey. I'm sorry,
Right.
I just don't. I'm talking to people. I'm around. I'm not by myself doing whiskey tastings. So it's a little more tricky. So
I do. I mean, I pour a dram here and there, and I try to enjoy it and sniff it and do what we're doing here. But I don't ever go to this detail. Like
Not to this
This
detail.
forces us to really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And go into it. But we also do it on purpose to help educate. And hopefully, if you're watching, you're like, oh yeah, I'm getting some of those. Or
yep.
But I mean, this is what I think all of us would dream of having John's job, right?
Oh,
He comes by
jeez.
because that's what he's doing all the time,
Yep.
blinding stuff.
Right.
And you're
Every
like,
day.
this is what I want in my next bottle, right? I mean,
Right.
so this was fun. I mean, Clynelish, if anybody out there knocks the distillery, you need to spend some time with it. But fun review, really
Yep.
cool. That was awesome.
that was a good pull, Sean.
There
Yeah.
you go. There you go. Fun
Well,
stuff.
I think we
man.
got
Now I
some
need to go
Scotch
back
in
and
the
watch the old-
news that I haven't even looked at yet, but hopefully one of you guys have.
Yeah, let's just. So Mark's. I'll pour while Mark
yeah.
talks about Scotch in the news because
Okay.
he's got
Scotch in the knees.
Let me pull it up here.
a
So
gold and a green.
you can see it in the bottom of the screen, yeah?
Yep.
All right, yeah. So this article was shared to us by Tom R., and I actually enjoyed the article. I found it interesting. Olivia wrote an article about 5 sherry soaked and malted soaked. I can't read. You're scrolling up faster than I can.
Sorry.
Basically-
who's the article from? Who's the website?
Oh,
VinePair? Yeah, VinePair.
yeah.
So vinepair.com.
But 5 sherry soaked, basically single malts to rival the Macallan. So everybody knows who Macallan is, right? And Macallan 12 obviously is a staple of that, and they're known for their sherry casks and their maturations and whatnot. But if you can't afford Macallan, because Macallan really likes their stuff,
They do.
and they do charge for it.
I think it's worth a lot.
Or it's just not your wheelhouse. It's not hitting you, but you like those sherried. These were the 5 that this article listed, and I was very curious to see what they were going to say because I've gone through a pretty heavy sherry.
What?
bomb,
They're
right?
saying this is a share? No.
No. It's in
Belvini
to replace a Macallan. So that's the first one above any 12.
Belvini 12 Doublewood.
Above
12.
any 12 Doublewood.
Okay.
Now let's be realistic. Don't scroll yet. Let's talk about it for a second. Is it Macallan 12? No, it's not. They're not saying it is. What they're saying is to replace or in substitute of, right?
Well,
so you go to Meijer grocery store and Macallan's friggin' $85-$90.
For 12, yeah.
But you know what the Balvenie 12 is? 65.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what?
And so the fact that it's finished in a sherry cask, it brings those sherry notes up.
It's pretty good. It's pretty solid.
Yeah.
It's not Macallan 12, but it's pretty damn solid.
Yep.
So that was their number 1. Number
Well,
2.
I don't think they're in order here, are they?
No, I don't think these.
The
They're
first,
saying
the
right.
first one.
So
Glenrother's
Glenrother's 18.
That can't be
You just
cheap,
had a
is it?
Glenrother's last night, Drew. And what'd you say about it?
Delicious.
See?
Glendelicious.
Now,
Wow.
now I will say that the price of that Glenrother's
It's
18
up there.
is probably the same as the Macallan 12. Maybe
Yeah,
a
it's
little
up
bit
there
more.
in price for sure. It's close to $100 now.
But if you like
can
those
find it.
sherry casks,
And you can't find the Macallans you want.
right? Well,
You can't find
and-
Macallan 18.
right? Because they've changed their bottling actually, and they're pushing that. What is it? Double oak? Is that what it's called? Macallan double oak.
I think so.
They're pushing that a lot harder than they pushed the
Double
regular.
cask? I don't remember. Yep. All right.
So Glenrother's 18.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Glen
This
Dronach-
one
I'll
should
take
be
that one over all of them.
all of them.
I was just
Glendronach Revival, age 15 years. Yes, that is a
Delicious.
Pedro's
I'll take that over Mac.
Takes the rest of them out behind the woodshed.
Yes.
And teaches them what sherry.
Y'all don't even know how to spell sherry.
So you think you're sherry cask? Huh?
You don't even know. This next one should be into Sean's.
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
Honestly,
The headache
I like
bomb.
it. It just gives me a headache.
So for those on the podcast, Abler Abunad Speyside Single Malt Scotch Whiskey.
It's definitely a sherry.
It's a sherry bomb. It's high ABV, and it gives you a headache.
It gives Sean headaches.
And me too.
But stop right there for a hot second. I do believe that thing's done in batches, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So it's different.
That's fair. And it's
but
like,
I've had 2 different batches, and they both give me a headache.
it's like 61%. So they're high.
I almost poured the cask on a whatever on a moo.
Yeah,
How
whatever.
to pronounce that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But that was the reason I didn't pour it, because I was like, I don't want to have to say
headache.
this.
And I don't want a headache.
That too.
So here's one that I can't vouch for in this article. So Clynelish Speyside 12-year. I mean,
Is that a sherry cask finish?
Doesn't look like it.
no, I don't think it is.
Scroll down and see the description.
Is it because they've never heard of Edredauer?
Well,
Oh, right. You can't get Edredauer. Oh, yeah. It's,
Oh,
it
it is. Pedro's
says a
Jimenez.
combination of.
Or
Oloroso.
Tandu?
It's a combination of multiple casks. So.
I guess I
Matured,
haven't
but
had
it doesn't say how long matured. I mean, just for like a minute.
No, if it's matured, it's got to be more than 6 months, I think. Mm-hmm. It's my story.
I appreciate
finished,
the point
it's
that
less.
they're trying to make with the article
I think that's-
So you
about
can get other bottles.
there are other bottles. If you like that Macallan 12 sherry cask, which good on you, I do too. But you don't like the price point. You want a variety. You want something else.
Sorry, hit the wrong button.
We're not shut down yet, are we?
I meant to hit that button.
There are options
So
out
Bob
there.
H is talking. Can you put Bob H's comment on there?
Yeah. This one here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Glenallachie.
there's a ton of
That's a real
Glenallachie
bomb.
sherry
Yeah.
bombs out there, and now that Billy's at the helm, there's going to be more. But
But I don't know if I'd count that one.
that's what I'm
Like if you were talking about sherry bombs, there's plenty of.
Glenallachie bombs.
Oh wait! Look
Well-
at Whiskey Franco had too.
It gives a headache too. Yeah.
Look at that.
So I wonder what that's about. What's in there?
What's in there that gives headache? I don't know.
I mean, it's
course,
the
it is-
only one, and I don't.
It
I
is a
don't
non-age
usually-
statement, but-
I don't know what it is about it, but it just
Yeah.
always gives me a headache, so I don't mess with it anymore.
That's funny.
So there you go.
So yeah, I
I
mean,
think I would agree with a couple of those bottles, but the other ones not so much. Honestly,
Well,
the Glendronach for sure, and the Abinad. I would say if you're trying to get a Macallan, you made a good point with kind of adjusting which Macallan and whatnot. But if I'm thinking of Macallan, I'm probably thinking pretty sherried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's what they're known
That's
for.
how they're
But
known.
I mean, so and if someone's going to argue and say, well, that Glen Rothers was at 18, well, go look at the price of Macallan 18.
Right.
It's
Well,
$500.
that's true.
Right, I'm just saying you're going to leave it on the shelf because I do, and I buy a lot of whiskey, and I would love to have one, but at that price point, I can't.
It's
just
it's
crazy,
way above
They
its
like their whiskey way more
punching.
than I do. I just can't do it, man.
and that sucks.
Yeah, it does. But whatever.
Right, whatever. I mean, I honestly would love to have a bottle of the Macallan 12 sherry that we got started on. The
Yep,
old
school.
the old school
Yep.
12 bottle.
Yeah, when
Because
we
back then you could get a bottle for like $40 or $50.
Yeah.
It wasn't outrageously expensive.
But
And-
they've changed the packaging now, which always questions, did they change the juice? And, they got
Well,
a new distillery.
the juice
so-
changed, so
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
I don't know.
the juice in the 12 of those coming out of the old.
There's
stuff.
so many good distilleries out there though that you can go find good bottles. You don't have to spend that kind of money.
I love all the comments about everybody's throwing their 2 cents, and
Sanitary
I mean,
hell yeah.
there's read the
Edredauer.
comments, folks.
Yep.
There's a
It-
ton of suggestions.
It's amazing when you start looking at things
Beanston.
and get like somebody's comments out there, or somebody's some conception of what they think is actually good, and you're like, that's their opinion. It's like not even close to what most of us think. But hey, they're getting paid to post
That
an
AI
article.
can't think anyway.
That's true.
Tom Harper,
You could put
mostly
put
a
Tom's up
bourbon
there.
guy here. Huh? Found you guys a few months ago and started getting into Scotch. Love the channel. Loving anything from Bruichladdich.
Oh,
there you go.
That's true.
Well,
That's
well.
a good start.
Let's talk about that distillery, right? You're on a good start. And welcome to the journey.
Yep.
It's
Yes.
fun.
Yep.
If you're
You were planning on retiring, right?
I would highly, if you're new to the channel, I would highly suggest joining our Discord channel. It's a
Do we need
huge.
to post a link or something?
Hopefully, one of the moderators can post the Discord link out there because it's massive. The community in there, and honestly, we're dumb. The people in this community are not.
This is true.
It's like everything you want to know is there. So, and the good thing about it is, I mean, you'll meet new people, and honestly, there's so much sharing whiskey, which is what it's all about out there. You'll be surprised.
Yep.
That's true.
We were.
Yeah, no kidding.
Still am.
Speaking
Love it.
of sharing whiskey.
Oh, we got another bottle.
You want to share this review?
Yeah, man. I'm
let me
actually
clear-
kind of excited about this one.
Oh no!
Clear the palate here.
Not gonna lie. Mostly because
Thanks,
I
Zach.
haven't
No.
personally tasted this bottle in a long time. So I'm kind of excited to try it myself.
There's enough on that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is
Okay. I don't
bottle
know.
number 2,
Bottle number 2.
re-review. A dram good time.
I'm
That's
anxious
right.
to see what you guys score this one.
Do we need to close the comments?
Oh.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm going to hide the comments. So if you're commenting to us.
So I'll say the noses.
Ooh.
Tasty.
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow.
Oh.
This smells very Highlandish.
There's a soft sugary note.
Some sherry influences in the nose.
Honey,
Maybe?
spun sugar.
Sponge. What do you mean? I was gonna say cotton,
Cotton
candy.
candy.
That's
Candy
so
floss.
Those dang
Spun
those
sugar.
English people.
funny. Oh.
What's that stuff you get at the carnival?
I'll put you in the schedule.
In the schedule.
Next to some aluminium.
Right.
It's got a little bit of
Your vitamins.
I'm gosh.
Look what you started.
Carnies.
It's almost not quite strong. It's got a little bit of mint, like junior mint chocolate type of nose to it, but not super minty. Just a hint of it.
Yeah, I get the mint.
There's a floral note on the top of it.
It's got a little bit
There's
of fruit
like all sorts of
underlying it.
layers into there.
Yeah.
So yeah, this has got
No,
This has got a lot going
no
on.
heat on the nose.
no. So ABV
Dried
on your
fruit.
nose. What do you guys get? I
Apricots.
mean,
43.
Yeah. 46. I
Oh.
think it's gonna kick in the palate.
We'll
I
find
got to
out.
get into this.
There's
I'm
a lot
sorry.
in there. There's a lot in there.
Oh, there's actually quite a bit on the nose too.
That's delicious.
Ra-
That's,
I get
that's at
raisins
least
now?
as good as I remember. That's a nice dram.
Okay, smooth. It's
I got a
butter.
dark chocolate coffee note down the freaking
Yep.
late finish.
Did the guy on the end say smooth? Damn.
Oh, time out.
He
Time
must
out
be
for
a
him.
dummy.
Oh boy. No, seriously.
Oh, here we go. The
Can we edit
comedians.
I seriously did get a chocolate coffee note going
I didn't
right
get
down
that.
the middle of the palate.
Not coffee. I'm getting.
No, I'm
I'm
gonna
getting
have
lots
to
of.
go back, 'cause I
I'm getting
didn't-
lots of dark chocolate and just rich flavored.
I'm not getting a whole lot of chocolate, just a little bit. You guys are getting more than me. There's a little ginger on the nose too.
I get more of like a cocoa powder.
Yes, that's a better explanation.
Oh,
Kind of a dry cocoa powder.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because it's there, but it's
It's not as like creamy as a good
yeah.
rich dark.
That's a good
Oh
way
man, there it is. Okay,
what is it?
now I'm getting your chocolate a little bit. I wasn't getting it before. Now it's coming in.
to. All right.
Just slid in.
You know, you get a whiskey that you just kind of like. You don't want to rush it
Right.
because there's layers in there that I think we're missing, and I can't explain the layers yet, but
But they're there.
yeah.
It's
solid,
complex.
solid whiskey, enjoyable. Want to get? I just really want to have another drink.
I'm getting coffee on the nose now.
It's hotter in the palate than it is in the nose. I think it's closer to 46 now. Between 43 and 46.
It's
Still not
definitely
hot.
between 43 and 40. It's not over 46.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
If it don't drink it,
Doesn't taste
maybe
like
it is, but it don't drink it.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
If it is, then I'm a lush.
Okay, so are we getting?
I'm guessing 43.
Are we getting any major notes from sherries or Highland or Lowlands or any funk or I mean I'm not obviously no peat,
no smoke.
no smoke. I would say more in the space at Highland side of the house right now.
Oh, for sure.
I would call that.
So we
Appropriate.
didn't, we've all taken guesses at ABVs, but if we were reviewing this, we would know an ABV. Where are we at?
40.
Oh.
This is 40.
Forte.
This is a distillery release.
Okay.
At 40% ABV.
Is it
And
still
I
available?
I will tell you, yes. And I will tell you that it is a small batch release. So we'll see. We'll see if that gets
So to
anywhere.
keep it clean for the kids at home, it's fucking good.
So it's weird.
That was not English.
I'm almost getting a bourbon note on the nose
It's
now.
good. It's
I'm
solid.
getting that vanillas and the almost corn on the nose. That's weird.
That's really nice. I haven't had this in a long time.
Vanilla oaks coming out now.
That was the main reason that I poured this.
Single malt.
Can you tell
No,
us? Is it a single malt?
It is.
I was gonna say there's.
It is a single
I get no
malt.
grain on that.
Nope. It's a distillery release single malt.
Yeah, it's space.
You got an age guess on this thing?
18.
What year did we review this?
Did I intro it?
Actually, I don't remember who introed it, to be honest with you. I didn't watch that part. I just skipped that part.
Did
'cause
I
was looking
intro
for
it?
the. I wanted to get to the end when we were.
I have an
actually
idea what
giving
it is.
our-
Only
our
Drew would ask a
perceptions.
question like because he's the one that does all the editing. So he has. If anyone knows our videos, it's
It's
that
that
guy.
I will say that there's one food descriptor that I was waiting on that we haven't hit on.
I think I know. I
Oh, you guys are cheating.
Marzabed?
no.
Nope.
No, I don't know. I'm not that's here nor there. It's not it. I
got
want to
this
talk
water
about the
out.
whiskey. I want to talk about the whiskey. So, I loved the
Shouldn't mean
chocolate rich note that I got on it, and well, chocolate coffee note that I got on it. It's not. I'm not getting that nearly as much as I was the first drink,
much. Ooh.
but it is as it sits in the glass. I keep airing it off, and tasting it. Maltiness. I'm getting more oak, vanilla notes. I haven't put any
Bananas.
water on it, and I don't want to put much because it's 40.
Right.
I know that, right?
And it's really delicious at 40.
It is.
It's delicious.
It is. I agree with you. So I'm just gonna put some
Yep,
few
I just
drops.
need like a couple drops. Just
Let
want to
that
open
thing
it up
sit
a
and
little
see
bit.
what happens.
There's some tropical fruit in the nose now and on the palate.
Some tropical fruit. So you get no banana.
I'm getting a banana. I'm getting a little bit of kiwi. I'm getting a little bit of.
My bad.
I think they may have figured it out.
Would you describe it as a dessert?
Maybe like a
Bananas
banana foster.
Banana Foster. I don't know.
You guys.
Did this one
terrible.
replace my love for the 15? I don't know. I
Wake up in a cold sweat. Have you tried it?
The vetted, the dreaded fatted.
the Solera.
Yeah, I was gonna say that this seems like a.
Oh man, that's so much better with the water.
Is
It
it,
is.
really? And it's 40 and
That's
you water
crazy.
it?
So what's the price point in this? Is it saying
It's
$2
actually not
million.
bad.
$2 million?
Can you even buy it now?
Yeah, of course you can buy it. This is readily available.
Brown bottle, isn't it?
Yes.
Let's see.
So just go ahead and give it up. What is
Master
it?
of Malt has it for $88, and I'm gonna go buy another bottle.
This is delicious. Wow, the water.
$88?
So much better with water.
Yep. I
40
never.
AB. This is a dram
It's 40.
that I would love to have as a daily drinker. Like this is my perfect wheelhouse for
So,
me.
All right, so somebody needs to start with their score.
Wait, age? We didn't get an age yet.
Can
Drew
you give us
gave
a
the
range?
age.
18?
Okay. I knew that.
Just
I
wanna tell
want-
him what it is.
we're talking to the podcast.
No. You got no. Give a score of the whiskey. Don't think about
Yeah,
it.
I know what it is, but
So-
I really like.
Do you remember what your score was?
Yeah,
on it?
do you want to
I
start
don't know.
us off?
I have no idea. I'm gonna go at a 3 right out of the gate. This is actually I'm gonna go 3.5 because the price is not horrible for what you're getting out of an 18-year-old. The ABV is a little low, but god damn, it can hold the water fine, and it opened up
Yeah.
even more. And I love the fact that it's so potent with the flavors I'm getting. You can play with it. It's not super complex, but it is complex. It has.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
yeah,
guys
it does.
talked about it already. We talked about. We went away
how
from
many words
chocolate,
did
the
we use?
mints, the
I did lose the chocolate when I added the water, though.
yeah.
Oh, the coffee note on the
But
nose.
I gained the tropical notes came through.
Yeah,
It was weird.
I'm 3.5 all day in this. This is delicious. I like this.
I'm getting all sorts of coffee on the nose now. This is a 3.5. I would agree. I don't know what it is. I'm not as astute with remembering what whiskeys are which, but all those layers, the chocolate, the vanillas, the coffee on the nose, with water, without water. Okay, so what could knock it down?
It's not peated.
There's one.
Damn, Sean.
So that's where you
I mean,
decide.
that's really like
So
all I can think
a
of.
4-finger pour is like
Fucking great. It's so true. And
It's not
Andrew
peated.
found the weak link.
no peat.
So
If it had peat, it'd have been great.
Oh shit.
You call me clown. What are you talking
No, man.
Okay,
you're
so
wrong.
yeah, a 3.5 is great. It could have a, like, in my opinion, if it had more like rich, like ruby fruits and some smoke, it would add layers to the flavor. But the layers that it has are well done.
I think the only thing you could fight on this one, honestly, because if you're buying this one, you're buying it for a certain palate. I think the only thing you're really going to do it for is the ABV, if anything, because the price is honestly for the 18 years spot on.
Yeah.
So,
I don't think it's bad.
Don't worry about the ABV. If it tastes good at 840, who cares?
Yeah.
what was your score?
3.5.
I'll let you off the hook because I was going to say, remind me when we get home to smack your mama. Because I'm just going to tell you, I mean, this is a movie. It's 3.5. This thing's killing
Why isn't it a 4 then?
It's not super complex. The
Because
ABV is
if
high.
it brought a little bit more meat and potatoes to the table, I think there's enough complexity. I honestly am really enjoying everything about this, and I'm blown away that it's holding water at 40% the
so
way it is.
great.
The water blew it up and said, "Love me more." I mean, and I was really into it.
Banana
neat.
bread. Yeah.
I had that a coffee note right off the bat, and then it was
Dessert.
gone. It never came back. But
It's on the nose now, though.
right, so I'm sitting. So I know what the whiskey is in my head, and I'm like, son of a bitch, why don't I have one of these on my
That's
freaking-
exactly what I'm thinking, too.
Really?
Exactly.
And I say that because listen, people, I fell
Bring the
in
comments
love
back.
with the Junior.
Right?
And I made a comment. I was like, oh my God, this is the best whiskey in there. And then we had the 18. I'm like, you know what sucks about this? That I like it more than its younger sibling.
And I have the 15 at work.
And it's great. The 15's wonderful.
And I had a little dram of it the other day, and I was like, it's really good. I haven't had it in forever.
Sure.
Right? And so that was why I picked this one tonight, because I saw it on my bar, and I was like, you know what?
So
I haven't had this in a long
So
time.
what is it?
Glenfiddich 18. Small
no
batch.
shit, it is.
That's exactly what I thought.
Glenfiddich 18.
Review number 4.
Is it really?
Number 4.
I did intro this one, by the way.
Stretch back.
So the
Wait, so these are saying there's
Bananas
$130 for this bottle now.
Yeah, it's 140.
Wow.
Well, I gotta
Still,
tell
I
you,
would pay it.
I mean,
I thought this
I'm not
price
gonna
was
let
a
that
little
influence. The whiskey is speaking here.
Master
the
Malt's
whiskey's
giving that
good.
shit away. Let's see what Wine Searcher says.
Vine Table is what I go to because it's kind of the.
They've got
They're overpriced, but
about 120.
Okay.
120 to 140.
I still think it's worth
So-
the
I
price.
think so too.
I think it would. I think that knowing that
think it's
it
good.
probably, I would hinder down a little bit maybe on my score, just a little bit maybe. But I love this bottle. I love what I'm getting out of it. And
I think
appreciate it.
this would be a special occasion bottle at $140, and it's
But
worth
you
every bit of
wouldn't-
that.
You wouldn't be upset about it.
No, it's
right?
worth every bit of that. I mean,
No.
that's one of those. Like,
I'm
if
going to
you're-
go buy a bottle of this.
If you're going
It's
to like
really good.
splurge and you like my boss, my employee, whoever
Yep.
would like Scotch, and I've got that kind of money,
Yep.
they will not.
Yep.
Nobody will be disappointed with this because with peated whiskeys you can be a little edgy that maybe they won't like it, but if they like Scotch, they will like this bottle. Even if they like peated whiskeys, this has enough interest in it that you'd still like it.
Yeah.
So,
So I agree with that.
Leanne, Scotch in the Bayou, she said she couldn't get past the price point down there, and I get it, right? There's a point. There's a tipping point on price for every bottle, but don't talk about the price. Just the whiskey.
Everyone's right.
It's really,
120 for an
it's a
18-year-old is a
good-
bargain basement.
It's a good freaking dram. It
Yeah.
really is. I mean, surprisingly good. And, remembering the review, I'm not as surprised because I remember when we did this, I was like, the heavens opened up and
Yeah.
I heard angels sing and I was in love and
It was well. I think this was one of those early bottles that we had because we had other things in the range, and so we had kind of stepped up. And this was our first big step up to something that was an older bottle.
It's true.
That I think was very revelatory for us. And I thought that was kind of fun to bring tonight.
And
but
Is this a new bottle of it or an old bottle?
no, this is an older bottle.
Okay.
It'd be interesting
I've
to
had a
see
couple,
what
but-
the batch is, if what's changed, if it's.
If
I mean, I think it. I mean, obviously it varies a little bit.
They
but
try
I
to-
think
they
they
try to
try to
keep it.
kind of.
if it's anywhere close, this is solid.
I love
It's a
it.
really
It's
good
solid.
bottle.
guys.
I can't believe it's been that long. It's been a long time. It's probably been
Number
at least 6
4.
years since I've
Yep.
had
So
it.
that was
I mean,
2015?
Yeah.
at least.
And then we did do a re-review a few years ago.
Oh,
that's
what do
why
we
you
score
didn't.
there?
275.
Really?
Yep.
That's
So what did we
crazy.
all do back then?
What do we do? What do we give it?
You know what?
Original.
I forgot to write down what we did on the
Original review
because I
number.
couldn't find it when I was scrolling through the search.
There's a
so you'll have to
website.
pull it up. Yeah.
Drew's
no,
gonna get it.
fine.
ScotchForDummies.com has
I'll
ratings.
be honest with
I
you.
was on the computer enough.
It's good. inside.
Bowmore 18 for $99.
Get it, Scramsy.
What do you think, buddy?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's been a minute since I've been down
Bowmore
that
18,
road. It really
It
has.
can be a little sketchy, but
It's no 15 darkest.
no, it's not.
So, Sunday evening scotch, great point.
3.5, 3.5,
120 to
3.3.
130 on the Glendale 15.
We're dead on.
I'll tell you what, I think they're two different bottles and two different profiles.
Yep.
I'd want both of them, and I know that's tough for a lot of people. I can't afford both of them. Which one do I get? What do you want? Do you want more of a sherry forefront focused whiskey, or do you? This one's definitely a much more deeper, chocolatier. I can't believe it's 40 ABV. It really does bring more
It's
to
a
the table.
very
enjoyable.
flavorful dram.
By the way, 3. So Mark and Sean gave it a 3. Andrew and I gave it a 3.5 originally.
So 3.
3.25.
So we've gone up a wee
We've
bit.
gone up a little
No,
bit.
no, we were both 3.5s.
That's what I said.
Yeah, right. So total we've gone up, but then you're saying the re-review we went down.
Yeah, we did. But I honestly think we're in the 3+ range now.
Yeah.
Right.
So when was
'Cause
the
you guys just all three
All three
you gave
get
it a
3.5,
3.5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I probably would have been 3 or 3.5. I would have been I knew what it was, so
Right.
But it was delicious. I really enjoyed.
I
the
think
dram.
we gone up no matter what.
So-
with this
Yeah.
bottle.
Yep.
The curiosity is how long ago was the re-review?
2 or 3 years ago, I think.
So was this like a snooty phase or?
Wait a minute. You said this is a.
Oh, that could be. So there was a time when we were like, oh, all these basic bottles. Who cares
It's
about
only
them?
40 ABV for. Oh my gosh, I wouldn't drink that.
So this is a third time now we've reviewed this.
So
I only got one on it.
wait a minute, Crispy, 2 bottles of Glen Scotia 15 for
2019.
140,
I don't have the
please and
review.
thank you. I won't argue, Crispy. And no, I
Is
won't.
that Glen Scotia?
Right?
Oh, yeah.
'Cause, I mean, I love Glen Scotia,
I
but I'm
just
gonna get
think
that and this.
There's so
I-
many good bottles
Tom
out
coming
there,
up there.
and this is a readily available bottle. If you live in a market where you can't get a whole bunch of crazy scotches, this is a good dram.
140 is a new 100.
It says Tom Harper.
Yeah, and
He's not wrong.
That sucks. That's
It does suck.
No,
I agree.
I mean, the price points on all of them have gone
Yeah,
up. Guess
everyone-
what? They used this freaking the tax thing. This whatever it was called.
The tariffs and stuff?
Tariffs, and they pulled that, and you knew the prices were never coming down from that.
Yeah,
Right,
they're not,
I
you think they're gonna give it back to us?
And oh, by the way, the prices are going up, and look at your
And the bottle size
kids.
is going down.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
losing.
Well, the thing is that was a weird thing. So the 2 bottles I had last night were the same, or last week, were the same price we had them 6 years ago.
That's
I mean,
very
like
odd.
literally, I go to the liquor store, on the
Well,
shelf, $75 for this.
I think some of those liquor stores are sitting on inventory from back in the day. I mean, at least in our market, that scotch doesn't move very fast.
Well, it could that could be, but the fact is, yeah, that maybe those were
Especially the
prices.
larger stores where they bought they've got a central warehouse and they bought a bunch and they're just sitting on it.
Here's the thing. If you get caught off guard that the prices went up and the sizes went down, then you don't eat Doritos because they pulled that shit on us years ago, right? I mean, just go buy a bag of chips.
It's called shrinkflation.
Yep.
Exactly. It's all there, man.
all
The price went up, but the freaking you look at the little line and the ounces of product went down.
Same with coffee, right? And ice cream. Remember when ice cream was a pint and a quart? Not anymore.
No.
Same with coffee. It used to be a
Half gallon.
pound. Now it's 12 ounces, but they charge you the same amount.
Damn right.
Yeah, you used to get a half gallon of ice cream. Now it's 1.5 quart. Yeah.
Right. I mean, it is what it is. But these were two solid blind
Nice pull.
re-reviews. Great time. Great whiskeys. Man, I think we're all
Is there
headed
more of this
to the
left?
liquor store. I
Which
got a
one's-
wee bit
It's the
here,
gold.
but
Which
One?
I'm
The yellow.
I'm going to buy a bottle. I mean, because
That's good.
The fun thing is I know I can get one down the street,
Yeah.
and when I run into it, I'm gonna be like, you know what, I need to
I'm
grab
buying a
this.
bottle of this.
I need this on my gaming desk at home because.
So do you have more of this in your bottle?
We killed
What
it.
is that?
Oh,
'Cause I wanted to get a new bottle and try it against. we got a
I'll
little
remember.
bit.
We got a little bit.
Oh, you're talking
bring
about
it
the. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I want to try the new bottle versus
Well,
the old
then
bottle.
save this.
Yeah, save that. So if you guys get one this week,
Oh yeah,
So,
I will.
Keep this in mind. This was about a third to maybe a quarter of a bottle left that it's
So-
just been sitting on my shelf for a while. I haven't really touched
Right.
it. I haven't had it in a while.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm sure that it's oxidized a little bit, but this is a damn flavorful glass.
well, see that's the thing,
Right.
and you didn't gas it. It just sat on your bar.
yeah.
and
The
in
whole
a minute,
gassing thing
in the tube.
is useless.
in the
Yeah.
tube. Yeah, so no
You know?
light, but that's fine.
Nope.
Maybe useless. I do it to a couple of bottles that were gifted to me from certain people out there.
I mean, if I got a brewer or something,
Right.
I'd gas that.
Why not? I mean, it's $8 for a can of that gas. But honestly, this last one, this
delicious.
Glenfiddich 18,
Honestly,
really,
the Clynelish did well too.
It did.
It was good.
It did.
I'm more
No, this was
disappointed
fun.
in
You guys
myself.
did well.
I'm more disappointed in myself with the Clynelish because I really expected to know. I thought it had a more characteristic that I was going to be like, that's Clynelish, and I didn't get it.
Like and subscribe.
But whatever. I think
it's fine,
it
man. It was
scored
fun.
well. It reviewed well. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. And you guys hit the nail on the head on that one.
So
Yeah.
click likes and subscribes. Give us a little YouTube influence there.
We love it. We need it.
We love it. If you're not a patron, consider it because we're working on a patron get together here. It's the plans
2
are
months.
in the works. So
2
the
months out.
patrons know about it. There will be a patron message coming out and more stuff on the Discord. Go
Yep.
there.
There you go.
See you guys.
And-
See our patrons on the post show.
Yeah, and check the comments. There's a link to the Discord server in the comments.
All right. Fun show. Good job, Sean.
Wow.
Thanks, man.
I'm
It was
cleaning
fun.
up. I'm
Till
pouring
next
another
time.
one.
Empty glasses.
Love y'all.
Problem.
3, 2, 1.